What is going on, beautiful folks? Lee Hammock, another episode of Self-Aware Sundays, y'all. The episodes where I talk about the mind of a narcissist, deep down, how my mind works, how I do what I do, why I do what I do, to help you deal with the narcissist and to help the narcissist deal with themselves if they so choose. You can't help the narcissist be a better person. They have to want to be a better person overall for themselves. They have to want to work on themselves. And I'm just going to talk about things that work for me. So today's episode is literally just entitled How to Change Narcissistic Behavior. Like literally, how to change narcissistic behaviors within yourself. Yeah. So as a diagnosed narcissist that has been I've been in therapy for, this is year 8 right here. I started therapy October of 2017. So this is year 8. We're entering year 8 of therapy right now. We set over 7 years of therapy. And I'm just detailing the stuff that works for me. Because if y'all don't know, I do a lot of coaching, right? I do a lot of one-on-ones over Zoom and whatnot, where I help people with their situations when they're dealing with narcissists. But I also do one-on-ones with narcissists. I talk to narcissists all the time, y'all. I talk to people who think they're narcissists, people who think they're narcissistic. I help people get into therapy. I tell them what works for me. So the first thing you want to do when you're trying to change narcissistic behavior is you have to acknowledge that the narcissistic behaviors exist, right? Literally, you have to acknowledge that the behaviors exist. You cannot change what you don't think is real. So it's just like so many people get into these spaces where you think that you're not the problem. If everybody, you think about this right here, y'all. If everybody leaves you, if people are calling you abusive, people calling you narcissistic, more than one, multiple, all your relationships end the same way. You feel like you've been different for a very long time. You don't connect to people. Your emotions don't work like this, like you think they're supposed to. Your friends and family members think you kind of weird, whatever the situation may be. They thought I was weird. There might be a problem here, y'all. And again, I say this coming from a place of as much empathy as you can expect from a diagnosed narcissist, right? Coming from a place of as much empathy as you can expect. Now, you have to acknowledge that the behaviors exist. You have to acknowledge that you've been wrong. But what about what they did? I don't give a fuck what they've done, right? This is about you healing, growing, wanting to be better. What about what they did to me? You can't change them. If you're a narcissist listening to this, you can't change them. I know you want to. I know there might be a goal. Maybe if I get them to stop doing this and stop doing that, things will be better. You have to focus on changing you. You have to want to change yourself. You have to want to change those behaviors. You have to want to deal with the hard work, right? You have to acknowledge that behaviors exist and the behaviors are not good, right? Doing some bad stuff doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, but it can, right? Doing bad things can make you seem like a bad person, but you have to acknowledge that those exist. If you keep cheating on your partner or lying to your partner or manipulating your partner or denying your partner's reality or invalidating your partner's emotions and whatnot, putting your hands on your partner, putting your hands around here, definitely. If you choking your partner out, you probably need to go to jail. You probably need to X off the video right now and go straight to jail. Right, that's probably what you need to do. The choking stuff like that, you can unalive somebody, take somebody's life. But in these spaces right here, y'all, you have to acknowledge that the behaviors exist. Nobody made you do it. Nobody made you cheat. Nobody made you lie. You see what I'm saying? You have to acknowledge that they exist. To change it, you have to acknowledge that it exists and that it's not serving you in a positive way. Most narcissists are trying to find things that serve them. These toxic behaviors might seem like they serve you in the moment, but they're destructive later on, right? They're destructive. It makes you feel good. What makes you feel good right now can destroy you later on. It's kind of like eating bad food, right? Eating a rotten apple or something like that. You didn't know it was rotten. It tastes delicious at first, like that's a crispy, this apple, extra crispy apple. And then it's rotten, so you get sick later on, right? It tasted good when it went down, when you bit it, but it made you sick later on. Kind of like what it was Snow White, she bit the apple. Delicious apple. Thanks, fairy godmother. Oh, you're the wicked witch. Oh, you're the evil stepmother. I thought you were the good stepmother. Oh, shit. And then she passed out, right? You have to acknowledge that behaviors exist. You have to acknowledge that they exist. And then after you acknowledge that they exist, you have to put the work in to change them. Y'all, acknowledging that they exist is one thing. Being self-aware of who you are is one thing. Putting the work in to change them is a completely different thing. So you acknowledge that they exist, and then you have to put the work in to change them. My work entails going to therapy. I've been in therapy for almost 8 years, right? That's where I put the work in at right there. I've done that work. I've done the work. I've put the work in. I'm still putting the work in. I will not stop putting the work in, right? Because this is part of who I am right now. Yeah, therapy is part of my journey. Like, therapy is synonymous with me now because I've been in it so long. I've been in therapy so long. It's synonymous with who I am. Like, I love it. I love therapy, y'all. But what works for you? Therapy might not be in the grasp. Therapy might not be capable for everybody, right? You might not be able to go to therapy right now. You might be able to hop off this money, whatever it is, access to it, whatever the situation may be. So what are you going to do to work on it? I think therapy is the best. To me, therapy should be the goal. Getting to therapy, working through the issues should be the goal in working to change those behaviors, right? But what else are you going to do, right? What else can you do? I've read a lot of books. A lot of people ask me, like, Lee, if I can't go to therapy, what should I do? Yeah, if you can't make it to therapy, one of the most important things I did, I read a book. Yeah, I read a lot of books. One of the books I first read on my journey was called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. It's a powerful, powerful book. I don't even want to spoil it for you. He is a powerful book. Man's Search for Meaning. Powerful book. Read it. I was like, damn. Woo! Changed my life. So for where you are right now, what are you doing to work on you? What are you doing to change your own life? What are you doing to put the work in? What are you willing to do? You can read books. Believe I'm going to the gym. That's cool. The gym is cool, y'all. You can have a nice body and a horrible ass heart. You can have a nice body and a terrible ass mind. Be an evil person. Y'all, look, I'm 250. I don't look 250, y'all, but I'm 250. I'm 250 pounds, right? So you can be in shape, but still be a horrible person. You still have mental health issues. The outside, you want to work on the inside. What are you doing for the inside? Anybody can go to the gym and work on the outside. And yes, working in the gym can help you release certain things, help you feel better. But what is it actually doing, right? What is it actually doing? You know, it's not helping you that much mentally because you can't be in the gym all day. Some of y'all might try to be in the gym like, well, Lee, that's a lie. I've been in the gym for 12 hours, right? You know, I'm in the gym for 12 hours a day, blah, 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 boo, 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 beep, beep, beep. You know what I'm saying? That's too long. You trying to avoid, if you're in the gym for 12 hours, you don't work there, you're trying to avoid something, right? There's a different level of avoidance right there, right? So it's just like, we are dealing with people like this. This is what you have to understand. This is part of the kind of weird process when you're dealing with this mentally with people like this, right? But that's what goes on, right? And I just tell people in these situations, this is what happens. You have to understand it. You have to want to put the work in for you, right? So like I said, acknowledge the problem exists, and then finding a method or a modality that works for you. Meditation helps. I know going to church can help, but yeah, this can only do so much. You have to actually start changing those behaviors. You know, taking a deep breath, slowing yourself down, going to therapy. That's what therapy can help with all of that. It helps you put it all together. So I would just say find a way to go to therapy. Cut out the cigarettes, the drinking, the eating, whatever it is, the sodas. You know what I mean? Find a therapist close to you. If you have insurance or whatnot, find a therapist that's inside of your thing, inside of your network, and just go. I feel like that helps, y'all. The next thing I would tell people to do right here, y'all, and this can be one of the most important things, is you have to want to work on yourself for yourself, right? But Lee, I'm gonna go for my wife. I'm gonna go for my husband. I'm gonna go for my kids. The main person that you need to go to therapy for is you. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but you have to go to therapy for yourself. Because if you base your therapy or your working on yourself or your journey in general on somebody else, if your healing journey is predicated on someone else being in your life or getting them back in your life, that means it could fail, right? Because if I'm going to therapy for my wife, right, and my wife leaves, am I still going to go to therapy? I'm going to therapy to save my marriage. The marriage ends. You're still the same person. You're still gonna have these toxic behaviors are gonna transfer with you. You know, they're not gonna stay in this marriage because you get divorced or you break up or whatever. Or your kids cut you off. They're not gonna stay. Like I said, the behaviors are gonna travel with you. They travel with you. You mean they are a part of you. They don't just go away. They don't just disappear into the stars or the moonlight, right? They're going to travel with you. So this is something that you have to think about as well. Like, you have to prep for this. This is part of the mentality. Like, you have to go for you. I go to therapy for me. Does it help everybody else? Yes. It's like trickle down effect, right? I work on me. Everybody else in my life gets the runoff of a better version of me. I'm going for me. I can't fail me. I could, right? But I can't let myself down. You know, I mean, yes, you could let yourself down, but this is how I talk to myself. I can't let me down, right? I can't let me down. Like, if I go for my kids and my kids don't talk to me anymore, I might not stop. I might not keep going to therapy. If I go for my wife and she leaves me, I might stop. You see what I'm saying? If I go for me, I always have me. And if I work on myself, the people who I love and care about, they're going to get the best version of me. They're going to benefit from it. So if I'm working on me, then other people are going to get the best version of me. So go to work on you. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for the sake of it. Don't do it for image. Do it for you. Don't do it that you got to get on social media like me. Oh, I'm going to go to therapy, be a self-aware narcissist like Lee. No, you can't beat me. I'm me. No, I'm joking. But there's only one me. No, but seriously, there's only one me. But like, for real, go for you. If you want to be like, if you want to go to therapy to be a better narcissist than Lee Hammock, by all means, that could be the reason you go. If you can't go for you, go for me. Go to be a better narcissist, or a more self-aware, more helpful, more energetic, more just better than me. Whatever you think I am, be better than me at it. If that's your goal, then great. If that's how you feed your narcissism, if that's how you get your narcissistic supply right there by trying to be better than me, hey, by all means, go do it. Because just tell me, let me know. Like, I'm going to therapy, be better than you. So I know you, so you can't sneak up on me. So I can go be better than you. We can battle. We can have a little narcissist battle, right? But seriously, you have to want to do that right there, y'all. And I'll say this right here as well, though. The fourth thing I'm gonna say is dealing with shame. You have to face the shame. Part of dealing with shame is learning how to forgive yourself. You want to change narcissistic behaviors, you have to acknowledge them, you have to work on them, you have to go for you, but you also have to deal with the shame, and you have to forgive yourself. You absolutely do. This is a non-negotiable right here. Forgiving yourself is a non-negotiable. Believe, how can I forgive myself for all the bad stuff that I've done? You got to find a way. For me, I literally, when my wife left, went in my bathroom, sat in my bathroom, stared at myself in the mirror, and said, I'm sorry. I forgive you. I'm looking at myself directly in the mirror. I'm looking at myself in the eyes like this. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I'm sorry for doing this, whatever I did. I forgive you for that. I'm sorry for doing that. I forgive you for that. I'm talking to myself. This is me. I started crying, y'all. This got so powerful because at first I started giving myself those blanket statement apologies. I didn't know what I was apologizing for. I was just saying I'm sorry. But then I started getting specific. Be specific with your apologies to yourself so you can be specific with your self-forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself to move forward, y'all. You have to. And that's what I'm saying. You can't make it about getting somebody else back. You can't make it about getting somebody else back into your life. It has to be about you, because sometimes you're not going to be able to get them back, right? If you done cheated on your wife 40 times, then she probably not going to come back, right? So you can go in there and say it you look in the mirror, apologize to yourself, forgive yourself, because she might not forgive you, right? If you done cheated on your husband or belittled him or emasculated him over and over again, made him feel this big, in and outside the bedroom, he probably not going to come back, right? So you have to do this for yourself. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I forgive you for this. I'm sorry for this. I forgive you for that. Go back and forth until it hurts, until you get specific. You have to forgive yourself, y'all. And part of doing that is dealing with shame. It is. It really is. You got to deal with the shame right there, right? Part of healing, part of growth, part of this journey is absolutely learning how to deal with shame. It really, really is. So you have to face yourself. And there's nothing wrong. Like I said, it's scary, but you have to face the fear, right? You absolutely have to face the fear of dealing with yourself. It's a scary prognosis, right? I got to face myself. Dang, I got to forgive myself. I start crying. But my therapist told me I had to learn how to forgive myself. I start crying because I didn't know what the hell. Because it's kind of like it's like an ego death, right? Or narcissistic death, right? Because like, you know how when people say that when you have a near death experience, your life flashes before your eyes. Just like that, when you're about to have a narcissistic ego death, all the bad stuff you have done flashes right before your eyes. It's gonna be painful, y'all. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna pick back up on these Self-Aware Sunday videos. Y'all have to interact with the video. Nobody watches this. Like the series I do talking about my narcissism, my journey, people watch the least of. And that's frustrating. You gotta understand how frustrated I am. I'm a narcissist. I got a personality disorder. I need y'all to watch it. Anyways, y'all, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, Mental Illness is out. Peace. Oh, the balloons. Oh, goodness. Peace, y'all. I'm out.